Hi there, Coach Sage, SageRunning.com here with a quick rant, and I'm probably going to get some flack for this. I know I got flack from the Breaking 2 sub 2 hour marathon project analysis as well, but you know, Berlin Marathon men's field, super loaded field, probably the greatest marathon field ever assembled in history. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. You could dislike, disagree with me, comment below, share it on social media. We're only about 8 hours away from the actual race, so this is kind of my official prediction video. A lot of you are probably watching this after the fact, but I'm gonna go out and just throw out my opinions on this race, what I think the results will be, what I think, more importantly, the time, finishing times will be, and why that is. And you know, I could be wrong for sure. And first off, I do want to say, like, I greatly respect these guys. The top big 3 in this race, Kipchoge, Bekele, Kipsang. Those are the big names. Patrick Macau is also a guy that I think could contend for the win. He's a little under the radar. His PR is 2:03.38, whereas Kipchoge's PR 2:03.05. Bekele 2:03.03, I had to write these down, and Wilson Kipsang 2:03.13. Those are very tight margins in the low 3 hour range. What we don't have is the current world record holder, Dennis Kimetto, who's run 2:02.57, right? That's the official world record, sanctioned races on the road. And I'll comment on the Breaking 2 project as well to put this in context. But very exciting race. The weather's supposed to be pretty good. I think it's supposed to rain overnight in Berlin. Makes the roads a little slippery, which could slow things down a little bit. They're talking about having a pace setter go through the first half in 61 minutes. If it's wet and rainy, maybe a little faster if it's dry. It should be a good temperature, pretty good temperature in the 50° Fahrenheit range. With minimal wind, which is always key for a fast time. But it's also a race. It's a world marathon major. These guys are very competitive. They want to compete for the win. The time may or may not be a kind of a secondary goal, but you know, having the pace setters there is really important. And what we've seen historically, I mean, these guys are really good. I don't want to discredit any, you know, these guys are like 5 or 6 levels above me in racing marathons, right? There's, you know, I could keep up with these guys for less than a 5K. My 5K all out, I wouldn't make it with them. I could run with them for a little over 2 miles, right? These guys are dropping 430, 440 miles splits the whole way. I've seen these guys, I've towed the line in a lot of marathon majors, including like Boston and Chicago, and I've seen guys launch off the line at 430 mile pace, and I realize how fast of a velocity they're running at. And you got these different tiers in marathoning at the national class level, you know, Olympic trials, 219, 218, 216, my PR. There's a totally different class when you get down to 212 and 210. Then there's another class when you get under 208. Then there's another class under 206. These guys are under 204. That's it. These are just totally different classes of elite marathon runners. It's mind-blowing that they could run so fast, but they're very hard workers. And I'll get into also, there was a thread on Kipchoge's training leading into this race, and whether or not it's 100% accurate, there's a lot of interesting little tidbits in there and a lot of things that make sense that I'll touch on as well in this talk. But you know, the first thing I'm going to say is the world record may go down. The world record 2:02.57. I think you know, it has potential to go down. I don't think we're not going to see anything close to 2 hours flat though. I would be really surprised if any of these guys run under 2:02.20. And that would be a substantial improvement on the world record. So, you know, maybe we're looking at a 2:02.20, 2:02.30. I would say that's probably that would be a huge world record. That would be great. People that think that we're gonna run 2 hours flat or even a 2:01, I think don't realize how much the Breaking 2 project, where Kipchoge did run a 2 hours and was it 25 seconds, 26 seconds. That wasn't an official sanctioned marathon. That wasn't a real type of event. There were pace setters that were coming in fresh, rotating. There was a Tesla with the scoreboard. It was very, you know, the way the drinks were handed off, it's not the same as when you're grabbing a drink off a table. And I've done that in elite and some of these marathons before. It definitely helps to have your bottles and you're grabbing carbohydrate fluid off these tables and ingesting it, but these guys were getting handed it on motorcycles. And the big thing was the drafting effect of the V formation of pacers that were with him the entire time, for the entire 42 kilometers. It's not gonna happen in Berlin. These guys are gonna argue about what pace setter goes at what pace. There's only so many guys that could start, they have to start the race with all these other guys. Maybe they drop out, they could only make it. There's only so many runners in the world that can make it even past 13.1 miles or the halfway point at 61 minutes, and then let alone who could go on beyond 30 kilometers, beyond the 17-mile mark at world record pace, let alone even close to 2-hour flat race. So, you know, in my opinion, not even close to 2 hours flat. I think people keep saying this is the real test, that, you know, we're knocking on the door of 2-hour flat in the marathon. We are very far away from official world record of a 2-hour marathon, despite what the Breaking Project said. Now, that being said, I think Kipchoge mentally has a lot of confidence from the Breaking 2 project, and I think that's going to play a role in racing Kipsang and Bekele. Wilson Kipsang, you could say he's the GOAT. He's you know, if you stack up how many sub 204s he's run, it's mind-blowing, or maybe 206s, we'll say. And these guys have all won marathon majors. Kipchoge's the Olympic champion, 2016 Olympic marathon champion. He won by over a minute. It was a total blowout. That doesn't happen very often. And Bekele is just all-around great runner. But at 36 years old, he's a little older than the other guys. Could make things interesting. And again, my sleeper pick is Patrick McCow, who I think could be looking at maybe running 203 flat, and maybe that wins the race. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say, you know, the hands-down favorite, I'm going to say for my predictions, Kipchoge's going to win, and I'm going to say he runs a PR. I'm going to say maybe he nips the world record. I'm going to say he runs 202.43, 202.43, gets the world record by 14 seconds. Then I'm going to say Kipsang comes in second, 202.59. I'm going to say Bekele comes in third, 203.30. And actually, no, I'm going to put Patrick McCow at third, 203.10. Then Bekele at 203.30. Those are my predictions. You heard them right now. Feel free to comment. Put your own predictions out there. You know, tell me that, you know, whatever your opinion is on Breaking 2 and the 2-hour marathon and things like that. It's really exciting. Again, I really respect these guys' hard work ethic, their training, how humble they are. A lot of the really elite marathon road runners are actually very humble, down-to-earth guys. That a lot of them came out of poverty, and you got to respect that. Kind of a rags to riches story, but it's through a lot of physical hard work, a lot of sheer mental toughness and drive, and I mean, these guys are phenomenal athletes. So hands down, respect to all the competitors, as well as a lot of you. Some of you may be running this or training for a fall marathon. I'm training for a fall marathon now. And speaking of training, we'll just touch on Kipchoge's, what was made public recently with his training. You know, it's nothing groundbreaking. A lot of Renato Canova style 40K long runs very close to marathon pace velocity. A lot of fartleks. Coach Sandy's going to have me do a lot of fartlek types of runs, alternating speed play for medium distance runs, maybe for 40 minutes to an hour, alternating 1-minute surges fast followed by 1-minute surge steady. He was doing like 30 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off. I'll probably only start at about 20. A lot of 2-kilometer repeats, sessions like 5 by 2K with a short rest at faster than marathon pace. He's looking at a lot of 255, 250 type of kilometer velocity, kilometer pace, as well as even 400-meter repeats, you know, 800-meter repeats, some good speed training, but also some very steady state, long types of hard long runs, very specific to the marathon, and not a crazy amount of mileage. There's a lot of consistency, a lot of very slow, relaxed, easy pace running and warm-ups and jogs before and after these hard workouts. But some hard workouts are only every other day, so it only has one recovery type of day in between. And, you know, looking at mileage between 110, 120, 125 miles a week, not excessively high actually for someone at his level, and someone that we've seen in marathon training. So that's the context. Again, feel free to subscribe for more training talk videos, as well as my vlog trying to train for a sub 219 marathon, as well as other types of videos you'd like to see on here. Thanks so much to all the subscriptions. Thanks for watching this. Thumbs up if you like these types of videos, and thanks, shout out to the Patreon supporters as well. Hope your running's going well, and stay tuned for more Sage Running videos.